Hello there! Welcome back to AI Cave. My name is AI Elias, and today we are taking a look at the Elder Scrolls Tomebound mod for Skyrim Special Edition. Tomebound is a lightweight spell and magic overhaul that draws inspiration from previous games in the series, but at the same time also seeks to stick to vanilla design principles. Another principle of the mod is maximum compatibility, which is why the mod doesn't change any vanilla spells or perks, but instead adds new spells to better flesh out the existing system. Over 100 new spells are added to the 5 schools of magic, stretching from novice to expert level. Many of these fill out the gaps in the vanilla spells. For example, the Alteration school now has spells that allow you to improve the armor ratings of NPCs. Destruction reintroduces touch spell effects, and Conjuration allows you to quickly teleport to specific areas in the game. Good for a hardcore playthrough. These spells can also be purchased at vendors for easy acquisition. The mod also does a few more things, like incorporate staves for the new spells, implement skill perk effects to the staves, and uncap scroll effects. But other than that, the mod doesn't change much else to remain lightweight and increase its compatibility. The next part of this video will be going over the new spells added and their effects. The mod author recommends installing the mod and experiencing everything firsthand, so I won't fault you for clicking off if you're already sold. For those of you still here, let's begin with Alteration. The Alteration school adds many new spells that were present in the previous Elder Scrolls games. Many of these spells focus on utility. For instance, the Ease Burden spells allow you to increase how much you can carry, and the Open Lock spells let you unlock doors and containers. The more combat-oriented spells in this tree are still very utilitarian. Encumbrance spells decrease your opponent's movement speed and stamina regeneration, while, as stated before, spells like Oak Flesh and Stone Flesh can now be cast on companions. These are great for characters that want to have a more supportive role in combat. Alteration now also brings back elemental resistance spells, so you can now protect yourself specifically against fire, frost, or lightning. Pretty good for fighting dragons. Unlike Alteration, Conjuration only provides a few new and unique spells. The tree still focuses heavily on summoning, so many of the spells added just flesh out missing summons from the game. You can now summon specific skeletons like bowmen, warlocks, and warriors, allowing you to be more prepared in encounters. Also included are ghosts, stronger familiars, Dramoras, and liches. The other part of Conjuration now revolves around plane walking. Early on, you'll be able to teleport to a few specific places in the game, but as you level up, this list will expand. You'll also gain the power to cast Mark and Recall. These spells date back to Morrowind and allow you to mark a specific location, then teleport or recall back to it from anywhere in the world. Also included is an AoE spell for draining health, and 2 spells that absorb magicka from incoming spells. Now on to Destruction. I found Destruction to be the most interesting of the schools. Novice users can easily learn spells that weaken enemies to elements and cause elemental damage on touch. These deal similar damage to their projectile variants, but are much faster to cast. A new type of spell that I really like is the Wave spell. This shoots out an elemental projectile arc that can deal damage to multiple targets. Sometimes it also has a tendency of going through objects, though I'm not sure if this is intended. Both of these spells have more powerful variants as you level. Once you get more proficient at Destruction, things get more interesting though. Barrage Spells create area of effect blasts centered around the caster that deal large amounts of damage. And once you reach Expert, there are 3 unique spells for each of the elemental effects. Rage Fire allows you to shoot a flaming projectile that turns targets into a mad frenzy, causing them to attack anyone they see. Frozen freezes targets that don't resist the effect, leaving them immobile for a decent amount of time. Finally, Lightning Form engulfs you in an electric cloak that not only deals damage to those around you, but also quickly regenerates your magicka. Next is Illusion. Illusion has the least amount of new spells, but the ones that are added are pretty interesting. Most are variants on the vanilla Calm, Fear, and Frenzy effects, but on touch, so I won't go into those since they're pretty self-explanatory. Returning is the Silence effect from past titles. This effect prevents targets from casting spells for a short period of time, a good spell to have against casters. Charm also appears, but with an effect that focuses on barter. The early variant of the spell solely affects prices, but later on, you can get bonus effects like forcing the merchant to buy stolen goods, or any goods, even if they don't normally buy them. These are great for a bard or merchant playthrough, as they basically improve your character's charisma. and Expert of Illusion can cast powerful fear rune traps as well. Finally, we've made it to Restoration. Like in older titles, Restoration now includes spells that absorb skills from your enemies. These spells stretch from Novice to Expert, depending on the skill, and I have found that there's a good mix of Mage, Thief, and Warrior skills at each level. Long-lasting healing spells have been added. These give less health instantly but do more healing over time. Not only that, but Restoration mages now have ways of dealing damage so they don't have to sit on the sidelines. Curses focus on dealing poison damage over time, and I have found that these spells work well for fast, peaky combat. Also included in this school is Dispel, the spell that removes active effects from the player. Cure Disease and Cure Poison are also implemented, as well as an expert level ward that boosts armor greatly and absorbs a large amount of spell damage. And that's basically it for this mod. Thanks for watching. The link to the mod page is in the description below if you're interested. If you liked the video or found it helpful, consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. If you've played around with the mod already, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and be sure to check out our other Skyrim mod videos.